I always thought Tuesdays were harmless. Turns out they're great for emotional eviction notices. Jennifer came home with that same face she gets when she's about to return a sweater I bought her, polite, shiny, and full of fake gratitude. She sits me down on the couch like we're about to discuss interest rates, folds her hands dramatically and says, "I just feel like I'm in a weird place right now." Oh boy, here we go. The weird place speech. Population, her and probably her ex, Alex. Her voice goes soft, like she's auditioning for a meditation app. I need a break. Just some time to myself to figure out what I really want. I just stare. Months of late-night texts she forgot to tell me about, mystery weekend trips with friends I've never seen in daylight, and her sudden habit of saying Alex's name like it's a love song, all suddenly line up like dominoes. Inside I'm exhausted. Outside I'm composed. You know that calm that comes when you're so done you could be mistaken for a Buddha statue? That was me. She keeps talking, she's lost, confused, spiritually adrift, insert therapy buzzword here. Honestly, I half expected a PowerPoint presentation titled, "Why It's Not You, It's My Journey." When she's finally done, I ask, "What does a break look like, Jennifer?" She perks up, proud of her new vocabulary word. "It just means we're not together for a little while," she says, oozing fake maturity. "We're free to see other people if we want, but we're not over. We're just on pause." Ah yes. The relationship version of, hold my place in line while I shop around. I nod slowly, pretending to take notes. So basically, a trial run for cheating. Got it. She doesn't even flinch. She's glowing like she just invented enlightenment. "Okay," I say evenly. "Take all the time you need." Her whole body deflates in relief. "Oh, thank you for being so understanding. I knew you'd be mature about this." Right. Because nothing says maturity like using your boyfriend as a safety deposit box for emotional baggage. I smile. Of course. Then I tilt my head. "So, where will you be staying during this little journey of self-discovery?" Her smile freezes. "What do you mean?" "I'll be staying here, obviously." And there it is, the plot twist that isn't. I stand up, feeling the kind of clarity you only get when you've stopped giving a damn. "No, you won't. A break means we are not together. Which means we do not live together." Her face goes blank. I keep going, gentle as a guillotine. "This is my apartment. My name is on the lease. You, as of this moment, are no longer my girlfriend. Which means you're just a guest whose visa has just expired." I pick up my phone, open the settings, and with one satisfying tap, hit block. I look up, smile politely, and say, "I suggest you start packing." The look of pure, uncomprehending shock on Jennifer's face was art. Not Picasso-level art, more like 5-year-old's first finger painting, but still, genuine emotion. The first honest thing she'd shown me all night. She thought she was putting me on pause. Adorable. She had no idea she'd just pressed eject on her entire comfortable life. The night that followed was a symphony, and she was the lead violin of disbelief. After I told her to pack, she froze. Just stood there, staring at me for a solid minute like a crashed computer trying to reboot. If I'd said system error, feelings not found, it would have been perfectly on brand. Then came the stages, the 5 stages of narcissistic grief. She gave me that patronizing smirk, the one she usually reserved for waiters. "You're not serious, Robert. You're just being emotional because I was honest with you." Honest? That was rich. Her honesty was basically PR speak for, "I want to cheat without the guilt." Now the arms were crossed, eyebrows up, voice raised. "You can't kick me out. I have rights. I live here." "Rights?" I asked. "You mean the right to turn my apartment into your emotional spa?" Her jaw dropped. I swear I heard a faint Windows error sound in the distance. Cue the trembling voice. The tears. The hand reaching out like a soap opera audition. "Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I don't need a break. Let's just forget I said anything." "Sure," I said flatly, walking past her. "And let's also forget the last 3 months of gaslighting while we're at it." But I didn't yell. I didn't even engage. Instead, I went to the hall closet, pulled out the stack of empty moving boxes from my last move, poetic, really, and started placing them neatly in the center of the living room. Each box landed like a punctuation mark at the end of a very long, very stupid sentence. She just stood there, mouth slightly open, realizing that this was not the reaction she rehearsed for. She spent the night sulking on the couch after a dramatic, Oscar-worthy attempt to get into the bedroom. "Robert, please, just one night. Let's talk." "You wanted space," I reminded her. "Congratulations, you now have an entire couch of it." I slept like a baby. Next morning, I left early for work. As I walked out, I said, "You've got until the end of the day to pack your things. Locksmith's coming at 5. Her jaw dropped again. She was really testing that hinge. By the time I got to the office, my phone was vibrating nonstop. Not calls, notifications. Jennifer had blocked me on everything. Every app, every platform, like a digital exorcism. And then began the performance. Her Instagram, once filled with photos of us, had been converted into a shrine of victimhood aesthetics. First post, black and white selfie, teary eyes, tragic lighting. Caption: "Sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same. Choosing myself even when it hurts." Ah yes, the sacred language of passive-aggressive fiction. Within minutes, her loyal followers swarmed the comments section. "So brave, babe. His loss, freedom looks good on you. We never liked him anyway." It was beautiful. Like watching a cult service in real time. Apparently, I was now the emotionally stunted man-child who couldn't handle her journey of self-love. Sure. Because nothing screams self-love like moving into your ex's house. Luckily, I had an inside source, her best friend Kate. Now, Kate was actually normal. A rare find in Jennifer's coven of mean girls. Quiet, decent, possessed of basic empathy, which immediately made her the black sheep of the group. We'd bonded over old movies and our mutual exasperation with Jennifer's talent for chaos. That afternoon, Kate texted, "She's telling everyone you had a psychotic break and threw her out for no reason. Just so you know." I texted back, "Figures. Where is she now?" Kate replied almost instantly, "At Alex's place. Went straight there after she left yours. She's acting like she just won the lottery." Of course she was. The break was just a transfer of assets, from one boyfriend to the next. But I didn't defend myself. Didn't post a single thing. I just let her build her little tower of lies, brick by brick, caption by caption, knowing full well how satisfying it would be when it came crashing down. While she was busy playing the tragic heroine online, I was quietly deleting her from my real life. I packed every single thing she owned, every trinket, every hair clip, every overpriced face roller, and put them all in boxes. Then I rented a storage unit. In her name. After shipping her boxes to storage, I sent Jennifer the key and the bill in the mail. Yep. Nothing says goodbye and good luck quite like a certified letter with a side of invoice. Next, I can her supplementary credit card. Oh, the joy of watching her financial independence evaporate like morning dew. And finally, I changed my number. Because who needs constant passive-aggressive texts from someone who just perfected the art of villainy? About a month into her grand performance of Healing, and by healing, I mean a full-blown Oscar submission for Best Drama Queen, an opportunity landed in my lap. My construction company had a project in Paris that was, well, let's say, careening toward disaster at high speed. The lead project manager had quit, the building was crumbling metaphorically and maybe structurally, and they needed someone to swoop in like some construction superhero. You guessed it, me. It was a 3-month high-pressure assignment. My boss presented it as a challenge. I presented it as a getaway from Jennifer's emotional apocalypse. Paris, I said to myself. New city, new problems, new life. No drama, no guilt, just concrete and logic. Bliss. But then a little devilish idea crept into the back of my mind. Kate. Yes, Kate, Jennifer's oh-so-loyal best friend who'd quietly been my friend all along. She'd been dreaming for years about Paris, the Louvre, Musée d'Orsay, every art-filled corner of the city, but had never had the cash or the time. I called her. Kate, remember all those Paris dreams you've been complaining about? Well, pack a bag. I've got a 2-bedroom apartment in the city, company's footing the bill, and the second bedroom is yours if you can get here. Silence. I could hear the gears turning in her head. I swear I could almost hear her internal monologue. Is this a trap? Is this too good to be true? Did Robert just actually turn into a decent human? What about Jennifer? She finally whispered. This has nothing to do with Jennifer, I said, which was only a half-lie. This is about you and a dream you've had for years. Big, empty apartment, Kate. I could use the company. Pause. Long enough for her to consider taking a dramatic nap to process this blessing. Okay. I'll think about it. Next day, victory. I bought a plane ticket, she said, her voice all jittery excitement. And just like that, without even trying, I had poached the star witness of Jennifer's little passion play. Game on. The 2 months I spent in Paris with Kate were like waking up from a feverish dream. No Jennifer drama. No subtle threats hidden in passive-aggressive texts. Just the quiet streets, the smell of fresh croissants, and the occasional existential panic about project deadlines. The work was brutal, but it was honest. Something tangible. A problem I could solve with logic. A world where people didn't hide secrets behind their eyeliner. And Kate, she was a revelation. We were survivors of the same emotional shipwreck. Wandering through museums, getting lost in Montmartre's winding streets, talking for hours in tiny, crowded bistros, it was surreal. She finally told me everything. Robert, being Jennifer's best friend was exhausting. Not friendship, mind you. More like being an unpaid assistant, a therapist, and a permanent audience member. I swear, she treated me like I was the set designer for her life story. Then the real bombshell. And you know what else? She'd been seeing her ex, Alex, 4 months before your breakup. That break of hers? Totally orchestrated to switch from your financial support to his, without a single day of being on her own. I nodded. Yep. Classic Jennifer. She mocked you to all her friends. For years. I raised an eyebrow. Called you what? Her starter boyfriend, Kate said, voice low, almost reverent. Her safe but boring option. And there it was. The icing on the drama cake. The label she'd apparently assigned me while playing her grand self-discovery opera. Paris. Oh, Paris. The city of love, art, and apparently, emotional liberation from ex-girlfriends who think they own your soul. Kate and I spent our days fixing a crumbling multi-million-dollar project, and our evenings wandering cobbled streets, laughing like maniacs, and eating pastries that cost more than Jennifer's emotional stability. Somewhere between the Louvre and a cafe with terrible espresso, we started talking about our emotional baggage, the fun, quiet, creeping kind that sneaks up like mold on bread. You know, I said, swirling my overpriced red wine, Jennifer made me feel like I was providing for a ghost that laughed at me behind my back. Kate nodded knowingly. Exactly, she said. I was always the unpaid assistant. Therapist. Cheerleader. Occasional punching bag. I laughed, but there was a bitter edge to it. We weren't just two people falling in love, I said, dramatically gesturing at the Seine. We were co-conspirators in surviving that emotional shipwreck. Finally comparing notes. Finally realizing just how much we'd both been played. Kate smirked. So it's not a rebound? Nope. It's a recognition. Like, finding someone who speaks the same weird language as you. Someone who sees the world as a project, not a stage. Someone who values action over Instagram drama. And honestly, I had never felt more alive. Paris felt like a fresh start, like hitting Ctrl+Alt+Delete on my old life. But of course, somewhere in the background, Jennifer, the one who thought a break was a rehearsal, was spiraling. According to Kate's occasional screenshots from her friends, because yes, Jennifer still couldn't resist gossip, her glamorous, liberated life had turned into couch surfing with her parents, unemployment, and a slow march toward boredom-induced dementia. Her relationship with Alex imploded in about a month when he realized she expected him to fund the lifestyle I had generously provided. She really thought I'd crawl back? I mused, shaking my head. Her break was clearly a test of devotion. Like a twisted game of Mario Kart, except the banana peels are your feelings. Her silence on social media? That was her waiting for me to beg signal. Cute. But I had a better idea. I dusted off my long-dormant Instagram account and posted a single photo. Pure, unadulterated happiness captured in pixels. Me and Kate holding hands, laughing like idiots on the Pont des Arts. The sunlight glinting off the golden stone of the buildings, the perfect framing, the perfect proof that life moves on and drama queens lose. Caption. Simple, elegant. Sometimes you have to cross an ocean to find what was right in front of you all along. Then, the piece de resistance. I unblocked Jennifer. Oh, she was about to receive a masterclass in poetic justice. For minutes later, my phone exploded. What? Yes. The single-word digital shriek of disbelief. A prelude to the tidal wave of narcissistic fury that was about to hit. Who is that? Where are you? What is this? Is that Kate? My best friend? My sister? You're in Paris with my sister? After what you did to me? Are you insane? You were supposed to be waiting for me. This was a break. You betrayed me. You both betrayed me. Oh, the hypocrisy. So rich, I swear I could have bottled it and sold it as champagne. She, the woman who had left me for her ex, accusing me of betrayal. She, the woman who had treated Kate like a glorified servant, invoking the sacred bonds of friendship. Really, Jen? I muttered under my breath, scrolling through her panicked messages like a spectator at a circus. You're throwing a hissy fit while simultaneously proving exactly why I left you. And then, as expected, she tried to turn everyone against us. So Jennifer, in a final act of desperation, decided that the only thing left to do was go nuclear. She called her parents. Oh, the drama. I could practically hear the wailing through the phone lines. He groomed Kate. He stole her from me. That backstabbing traitor. I swear, if Oscar had a category for most theatrical parental meltdown, she'd have won it hands down. But here's the thing, she was a little late to the party. Kate, bless her, had already made the calls. Calm, collected Kate, not crying, not flailing, just laying out the facts like a seasoned lawyer in a courtroom drama. Mom, Dad, I need you to understand. Jennifer had been lying to you for years. She had been seeing her ex while still dating Robert. And the emotional abuse I endured? That's the truth. All of it. I could almost hear the parental jaws dropping through the phone. Horrified doesn't even begin to cover it. For the first time, they were hearing the unvarnished truth, and not from me, the biased boyfriend, but from their own daughter. You could almost hear the collective facepalms. Of course, that wasn't enough. Jennifer, not one to go quietly into obscurity, decided that if she couldn't ruin my social life or my love life, maybe she could ruin my career. Cue the dramatic music. She sent a long, rambling, pure fiction email to HR at my company, painting me as some sort of unstable predator who had lured Kate to Paris under false pretenses. Seriously, I almost applauded her creativity. But you see, I was ready. I had given my boss a full professional debrief before I even left for Paris. He knew everything. The breakup, the pause that wasn't, and the fact that Jennifer had a flair for melodrama that could rival a daytime soap. More importantly, the Paris project, the very project she was trying to ruin me over, was now not just saved but thriving. Ahead of schedule, under budget, and looking like a career-defining success. So, my boss forwarded her email to the legal department. Oh, the piece de resistance. A polite but terrifying cease and desist letter. Bam. Instant karma. In the end, Jennifer had nothing. Nada. Zilch. She had played her hand in the high-stakes game of how to ruin Robert, and lost spectacularly. Her grand plan to take a break and find what she really wanted? It backfired harder than a reality show plot twist. Now, a year later, Kate and I are living together in a beautiful new house on the other side of town. Quiet, peaceful, normal, except for the occasional snort laugh at the memory of Jennifer's dramatics. We're getting married this spring, a small ceremony with just our closest friends and family. Her parents? Ecstatic. They adore me. Not just for rescuing Kate from a life of quiet subservience, but for finally solving their Jennifer problem permanently. Meanwhile, Jennifer? From what I've heard, she's still living at home. Working some dead-end retail job. Her social media? A ghost town. Her friends? Non-existent. She is, by all accounts, completely and utterly alone. Love this story? Like, share, and subscribe for more epic audio adventures. Stay curious and keep listening.